Sales were shockingly really great over the weekend, so here are a couple things that had sold for me on Poshmark and eBay. Shockingly as well, I had my first bundle sale in probably like a year and a half, and the first item in that bundle was this La Line dress. It did take a year and a half to sell, but I made an $84 profit. Over the year and a half that this was listed, it got so many likes on it. I had a ton of offers over the months that it's been listed. So I was really holding out for a sale that would make over $200. I was sending out offers on Fridays as low as $200 and no one was biting. And at $100 off that many likes, I really didn't want to push lower than that. So I stayed pretty firm. And luckily this bundle sale came through where I made a little bit under that, but it was okay because it helped out with this other item that sold with it that I wanted to sell super bad. But just be careful with the line. It is a great brand to sell in terms of the dresses for styles, but it is another brand that has gone downhill in terms of resale value, specifically with their sweaters. They do sell really well. The brand gathers a lot of attention, but the price that you can sell for is just a lot lower, so don't expect to pick it up for the same amount that you may have in the past. So with that dress was this redemption blouse. I picked this up 2 years ago, December of 2021, so a little, actually closer to 2.5 years I would say now, and I made a -$4 profit off of it, which I'm just so happy to get rid of this, so that's why I was really glad this was in a bundle together. I picked this up back in the day when I was focused on the profit and not necessarily the desirability or turnover of the item, so this was not a good brand to source. I would not recommend sourcing this brand. I don't even think I would pick this up from a thrift, maybe, and I'd price it for $50 and try to sell it for like $40. Long story short, you're not going to get a lot of money from this item. There's not a large following for this brand. I don't know of any styles really. I haven't dug into them that are selling well. This is just a cautionary tale that just because maybe some items in the past have sold for a higher amount doesn't mean that it's currently. So me now, I am so picky because there's honestly an abundance of things out there, and I rather sell things that are going to sell really quickly that I know for sure will make me like a $30 profit than something like this where I thought I was going to make a $50 profit and it made -$4. So just remember that when you are outsourcing. Next two are eBay sales because eBay has been fired for me still. It's to auto posture. So the first item is this Pippa Holt caftan. This definitely has been seeing an increase in activity. I have another listed by this brand in my closet and store, and it sees a lot of activity rise up in the summertime, which makes sense. It's like a cover-up resort wear dress. So this, I did not see a ton of activity at all in the fall winter time, but now I see that it got like a ton of activity. I even listed it on Vestiaire and it got a ton of different even offers on Vestiaire, but that's for another video, my experience with Vestiaire, because the buyers have to pay so much money in fees and taxes, so they end up usually not purchasing. But it did gather a lot of activity on there. So this is a really great brand to look out for this spring, summertime, but you probably don't want to hold on to it through to the fall, winter, because you'll probably have to wait to the next summer to sell it unless you get like lucky and someone's going on vacation somewhere and wants it for the winter time. Oh wait, and I forgot to totally mention what I made on it. I made a $97 profit off of it, and this was after 8 months. I had totally forgot that. And lastly is this sleeper set. The brand is Sleeper, and I priced this actually lower than what some other comps were at. I think I maybe could have listed around like $150 to $200, which isn't even that much more. This ended up selling full price at $100 on eBay. I did price it lower because it had a little name embroidery on the bottom of the leg. So if their name isn't that name, then I was like, it's not going to sell as well. It did actually sell in 4 days, and I made a $67 profit off of it. So it's really important to price competitively, I found nowadays, especially in order to make a quicker sale. Sleeper is not a brand that I usually would pay a lot for. I have sold things by this brand in the past that had sold for high amounts, but I do also notice that resale value has gone down a little. So I would try to stay under the $40 range when sourcing this, depending on what it is. Usually like their dresses do okay, but maybe around like, I would say $150 for the brand overall is kind of like a max. They have some sleeper sets with like feathers and stuff that may do okay, but I wouldn't expect to sell this brand anywhere like above $150. But again, there's always those cases, but that's just an average. In other updates, I did mention that I'm selling on Vestiaire. Haven't made a sale on there, but did talk about some things. I also stopped promoting my closet on Poshmark. I was spending a ton of money, and My sales haven't been that great on Poshmark, and maybe they've helped a little bit, but I want to see how things are going without promoting. I think I was promoting $60 a week, which was really adding up, and I've been trying to keep my costs down in order to have more cash flow, so I decided to get rid of that, and I'd rather just promote on eBay, and that way I'm paying if I'm making the sale. So those are some updates on my end. I hope sales have been great for you, and I will see you next time.